just continually just journey and not fix the 20s for the time where we make mistakes and all right. So we cannot talk about the pressures we face in our 20s without talking about uncertainty. I personally feel like uncertainty is the most frequently used among young adults, right? Every time they're like, oh, I'm uncertain, I'm unstable, I don't know what exactly is happening. So would you say that while you were growing up you experienced and what we tag as midlife crisis in this generation when you were growing?
Yes, absolutely. But I wouldn't even call it midlife crisis because that begins from when you're 40, 50s and all of that.
Wow.
Yes. Well, you've just started your journey. You're already you have not even gotten there. You're not at that point yet. But there's definitely a time where you do not actually know what to do. You cannot decipher what to make out of life, and then you begin to question your choices, your decisions, and all of that. So yes, there were times where I was uncertain about what I wanted. I didn't know if what I was doing was right, and then I now figured out that no, it's not about what am I doing, if what I'm doing is right. That's not the question I should be asking myself. What I should be asking myself is, how do I make this journey right for me?
That's a twist in the answer.
Yes, because most times it's not about is this the right thing? No, you make it right for yourself, and if it still doesn't align, then you switch it up, right? But there's always a time, even right now there are times where even as a grown adult I'm still saying, are you sure this is what I should be doing? You're just speculating and having a conversation. It's not something you should act on, right? We're not saying you should shut down your emotions and don't introspect and think about issues.
Right.
Do that, but you have to be a doer, not a speculator.
Right.
Get up and get something done.
It can be uncertain, but do something.
Yes.
Do something.
Yes.
That is very, very profound. You said it can be uncertain, but yeah, make sure that you are doing something. And still on uncertainty, because I feel like it's a very big word in my generation, right? Is it realistic to expect clarity and stability in your 20s? Or it's like a decade of learning? And I honestly feel like you've answered this question, because from everything we've been saying and like conversing on, you've been saying that okay, yes, it's a journey. It's a journey.
Yes, it's not unrealistic to have such expectations and to ask for clarity. It's not. There are people who have families that probably were all lawyers, and the parents insisted that you must be a lawyer. You go to law school, you're out. Your path is already clear, right? So it's not a bad thing to seek for clarity or to want to know what you're doing. But in a case where you don't know, first ask yourself, what is unique? What is that thing that is unique to me? What's unique about me? What is that thing that I enjoy to do? What field appeals to me the most? Because sometimes you have to make do with what you have to get what you want. Yes, and do what you have to do till you do what you want to do, right? So it's not bad to ask to seek clarity. At 22, I already knew that I was going to be in the beauty business. 10 years down the line, I owned my own store, but it took me 10 years to serve. So when I say I'm a product of service to other people, because I've done it so diligently, and then the blessings that I'm getting now did not come from the brands that I serviced, right? But they contributed to me because I learned on the process. So it's all put together, it's all intertwined. So it's not bad to seek for clarity. It's good that you're even at that point. The moment you identify a problem,
right,
you are on the right path. Right. The fact that you already know that, what am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing? It's good. It means your brain is working, your mind is active, and you're thinking about what you want to do. But if you're just there following the breeze as it's blowing you have a long way to go, right? So it's a good thing to ask and seek for clarity. It's not bad.
Right, that is very true. And I hope that, dearest corner mate, you are catching everything that we are saying, because this is the kind of wisdom we came for. This is something. Personally, I feel like our generation, my generation, we are very fast paced. There is this, get knowledge, everything, knowledge, you want to grow, and the exposure we have now is a lot. I remember when I was growing up, I used to always ask questions. There's nothing you would tell me that I would not I will not ask questions. Oh, you tell me that, oh, when you sweep, you have to put the broom down. I'll ask you why. And I feel like that is how every of my family members, my unit members, as I call us, that is how we have. So how can a young adult balance that ambitious, that desire, that drive, and also hold on to patience?
I think it begins with you being very, very realistic. I always tell my friends, you can't be building castles in the air. You cannot. You have to be realistic with your plans. Have big dreams, but embrace baby steps and grow. Where I am last year is not where I am next year, right? So be realistic. I understand that drive and I love it. As employers, or let's say as business owners or as people in workforce, we get to experience a multi-generational workforce. We see different employees from different yes, right? So it's natural to see that Gen Zs have that drive. They want to grow quickly. These people are boring me out. Everything is just mundane. They're doing the same thing.
Right.
I understand. That's why I always advise that they seek guidance and have mentors. Sometimes you just need someone to say, calm down, just relax. You're growing, you're doing great. You are not in a race, right? You're not in a race. You're not in a competition. You're not trying to prove a point. This is not a time to prove a point. You're not in a race. No one is challenging you to attack anybody. You are on a personal journey and you're going to grow. These are the steps. Just calm down. So they need guidance. That's why I would say get somebody, find a mentor who inspires you and warm up to that person. You find out that the balance between millennials and Gen Zs have embraced that balance in their lives where they want to do great, they want to do really well, but there's this warmth that comes with their style. But Gen Zs are more they want to get everything done. So if you can embrace that, and then you should continue to self-talk. There are times when you should know that I'm beginning to overdo this thing, because we are running too fast, and then the race is finished. You are now looking back at
what
did I just do?
What is left?
What did I just do? All the things you would have learned in the process of being patient where you were, and then growing, embracing. I'm not saying that there are no big exponential growths. People just have luck. The wind blows, whatever it is. Your own journey is unique, right? So hold on to yours, own your skills, and embrace it. So if you're looking for and I also don't believe in all this balance talk. I don't, because as I said, who really knows? There's always this intangible variable, that thing that you don't really know. You don't know where life is going to take you. So we're all just holding on to what we have and then growing with it and then getting what we want. Look at Fuki Akindele now. She's been in movies for the longest.
Yeah.
She's not the most talented person in the whole world, right?
Yeah.
What makes her different? See how resilient she is. She can be. Now, quick one. She's not only the resilient person. Tracy, yeah. I was talking to my friends which day. The people that we have seen that have done so well and that have improved, that are popular and have reached and are famous and are doing well. There are people who have talents that they will die with. Maybe breeze not blow rich then. Maybe they didn't have that feel. Maybe they didn't have that help. Maybe they didn't have anybody to hold their hands. When you see somebody doing well, that person is that result of someone giving you a hand.
Yeah.
So you can't be informing you know too much. Make yourself available for help. Be vulnerable so that someone can see you're vulnerable and say, I want to help you. Not doing that you know so much. You're rude. You have a bad character. You don't understand the importance of showing respect to your superiors. You feel like, oh, you're not so much. I do the first name thing. You address your boss with the first name. That's what they do in the UK and the US. You are not started though. That's for those who want to be in the whole career path and not depending on the field. That I know a girl who started off as a marketer in UBA. Love her. She was going about, come the next, hi ma, I'm here again, come up. I said, yeah, open no. She now said, thank you. She was a young girl. How much was it? Like 40K. I've been on that girl on her journey. When I set up this brand, she was the first person I called and set up a business account for me. 2. She's so loyal, patient, smart. She's been able to channel that Gen Z energy and vibe to the right place. So that her, we respond to it, send her a message. Hey, what's up? I need it. Okay, man, I'm going to do this. She's shown up. She has the energies in the right place. She's active and able to get things done on time. But her character is superb. And I said, what next? You need to upgrade on this. And then she went in and wrote their professional exams. She's now 2 years down the line. She's a full-blown UBA staff, earning about 300K. She didn't just waltz herself into UBA and say, hey, I have hips, give me the marketing role.
Right.
Johnny, you can never take it off. Let God guide your path in the right place. You're with someone who doesn't have low self-esteem and is always bitter about seeing, because there are people that don't like to see their employees do well because they are dealing with their own. Whether it's yeah, who cares? When you are complete in yourself and you know that nothing. It's not an issue. So you have to embrace your journey. If you are confused that you don't know what to do, what are you doing now? Ask yourself that question. What is it you are doing now?
And yes, that is actually very, very true, because you said something about when you have done everything you want to do just in time, like you unlock all of the level just in one time. How then? What else are you going to do next? What else do you have to give when you've exhausted everything? And I feel like one of the things we lack so much in this generation is character. First of all, character, humility, and peace. Like grace. Grace is the right word. Like we lack that grace.
A girl has come to an interview with me twice now without wearing a bra. And her head tinted with gold. They are coming in for an administrative assistant role.
How now?
No, the question is, where did that dysfunction come from? Why did she think it was okay? So sometimes I don't usually want to blame Gen Zs all the time. I feel that some of them lost it because of maybe parenting style, bad influence, peer pressure, because picking way done. Suppose no say
this thing no appropriate, make I come out like do like this.
It doesn't make sense. So for you to dress up, I'm going for interview, I want to get this job. You walk up to the company, a corporate position like that, looking at me. It means that you don't know better. So most people, what I do, I will shift the interview first and do counseling with you. That's it. After I finish counseling with you, you go home and cry. Think of your life. I'm not going to insult you, because it breaks my heart to see that level of dysfunction. Like, it's so bad that eating deep into them that they don't know better. If they know, there's sometimes when you tell, just like when we're saying something, I said something like, I didn't know. Really? Yeah. You didn't know?
Yeah.
It's not because you wanted to seem rude. You just didn't know. And then when someone has not that you said it is true. So we need to communicate with them better, embrace them. And that's how I always talk to my employers. You need to embrace Gen Zs and you need to welcome them with warmth. If you're following them to do that, you are not going to achieve anything, because they're very useful to you. Absolutely. They have bright minds. They have very, very bright minds.
And when we are talking about bright minds, I feel like we've been throwing a lot of lash at my unit members, and I don't like it. So now let's break it down a bit. Let's talk about the biggest misunderstanding people have when we mention Gen Z.
Yeah, the misunderstanding is, first of all, they don't want to work, they are lazy, they are rude. And I think the mistake is when some people who do not have that sound sense of self, they cannot understand why Gen Zs are so confident. So instead of you to tag what they are doing as confidence, you're tagging it as being rude. So it requires us to be a bit more self-aware, emotionally intelligent, socially aware. It requires us to not have an open mind to label the things that they do. When a Gen Z walks into the person, "Hi, who's here? Please, I want something." And then Gen Z didn't think, "Hi, good afternoon. Is anyone here that can help me?" They don't actually know that they could have done it a better way. So when I experience such, so you walk into the interview, or you walk into the interview and say, "Hi, please, are you the recruiter? I applied for like attitude walk off."
Walk, please.
Attitude, right? Do you understand? Those things don't make sense to us, but it now requires us to be. We now have to be more intentional about understanding where they are coming from and knowing that this thing is not intentional. They don't know better. So so what you do is label what they do. You label it. Misunderstanding is sometimes, see, it goes both ways. There are some of them that are actually very rude. They don't know better. So what I do is I measure it. I look at it, everything. This one is confident. Actually, she's not being rude. Or this one is rude. She doesn't even actually know better. This one, she knows herself. She knows her worth, and she's standing by it. You have to respect that. So people are intimidated by the fact that this person knows too much. So don't project your intimidation on the Gen Z who has confidence. Don't do that. You go and work on your own self-confidence, and if you are not comfortable, walk them out of your premises. But ensure that you are making a wise decision. If you know this person is very important to your brand, bring them in. If the person is being rude but competent, educate them that this is how you do this, right? This is how you do this. Gen Zs know that you don't teach, you don't ask me to be running unnecessary errands for you because I work for you. I'm not your slave. But some millennials did it. They didn't complain about it.
And they expect that Gen Zs will do it for them. Now that we are not doing it, it's now a big deal.
So millennials now have to open their minds and be able to label these things. That's it. If they are very all over the place, calm down. Relax. That therapy, allow them to warm up to you, and then you will see how they will now calm down, because they feel like the world is against them. So they give you the defensive. They become defensive. So you and I say, "We're not against you. We actually want you to do better," because in years to come, Gen Alphas are coming. There's going to be a clash.
Oh my God! You all are not ready.
Yes, Gen Alphas are coming.
That's actually very true, because I honestly feel like, this generation, like, people are just pressing down on us, like saying a lot of things, and most of the time it is because of the way the generation before our generation were trained. They are like, you have to not talk about, you have to be silent, not be heard, comply, everything they tell you, just say yes ma. But our own generation, when they tell you, do this, you say, why should I do this?
Yes, that's the thing, because for some people, they don't know when to draw the line.
Yes.
Millennials were trained with proper work ethics. They are work ethics.
Yes.
You cannot talk back at your boss. If you don't want to be loyal to anybody, if you don't want to work, then go run your own business. It's as simple as that. Because loyalty and humility it will fly you up. You have good character. There's a video where a guy was praying and he was sleeping, and the Holy Spirit was telling him, "Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up," and then he kept sleeping. And the somebody was making a call. Please, there's a contract of 5 billion. We want to give it to Ola. And the man on the phone said, "Ola? How would I give Ola that one? Your life is sleeping, snoring." Holy Spirit is saying, "Wake up, wake up." And then he woke up and started praying. I know it's a fiction, but it's something struck with me. And he started praying and praying and praying. And then when he started praying, the person who was on the phone with the person who was going to give out the project, I said, Ola is Mr. Yinka's friend now. They work together. And the man says, Yinka's friend? Oh, that's good. Okay, then let's give him the project. Why did Yinka become the sole reason Ola was giving that project?
And it was Mr. Yinka's friend.
So do you see how relationships can make or mar you?
Yeah.
You can't be enemy to everybody that you work for. It doesn't make sense. If you want to air your conscience, air it objectively. That's the thing. You guys also don't know how to be objective sometimes. Oh, I don't want to do that. They will. I know my right. It is fine to know your right, but communicate it civilized way.
Right, very true. Thank you very much. Okay, so I want us to talk about reforming, because we are already like diving into that a bit. If there is one thing about the society, about the way the society guides young adults, what would that be? What would that change be for you?
First of all, we are losing the fact that the community race will also be involved in raising children. Social media is actually making it worse. We're no longer using it as a tool. We're allowing nonsense to fly. Why are we allowing nonsense to fly? Why is cyberboard suddenly popular? Why? What is valuable about what she gives out, what she's bringing out, and who are the people viewing them? Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's nothing she has said to me that makes sense, but I know that she's always coming to attack, and then she's gradually trying to change her pattern to okay, I'm advocating for women. But is that how you advocate for women? We're here talking about elegance, excellence, bright minds, intelligence. That's what we want to see. Not who is quantifying the value based on their body parts. So the society will have to stop patronizing nonsense. For example, I don't follow such people on social media. I don't. So who are the people following them? Because I'm just one person. Why are we giving audience to things that don't make sense?
Right.
So the society can help. When someone posts nonsense out, we report the page. We protect our children. And that is why my kids cannot have phones till they are like 15. My child does not have business with a phone till she enters university. She doesn't have business with social media. I'm telling you. Because I'm not going to allow my child, who is going to be 13, 14, open Instagram and see cyberboard saying that the value of her body is 20 million. Why? We should be learning robotics. We should be learning AI, how to build websites. We cannot expose our kids to social. I know there are people that are rich out of social media. I know, like this one, Pella. I don't know what Pella is doing for a living, but it's so popular. Who are people consuming these things? If you go on TikTok Live, you're seeing young teenagers embarrassing themselves. Who is consuming it? So the society would help by not consuming such things and stop following irrelevant pages and not bringing. See this podcast you're doing now, you should have massive audience, but no, you don't, because you don't start twerking.
Very